Hello all and welcome to video classes by Connor Institutes. Today we will be discussing the factors determining the price elasticity and of demand, and also we will discuss the relationship between the elasticity and the expenditure. So we all know that the price elasticity changes with the percentage change in the price and the percentage change in the quantity demanded. So when we are talking about the goods and the services, right? So for example, if we consider food items or the food commodities, even if there is a change in, even if there is a percentage change in the price, then the percentage change in the quantity demanded is not going to affect much, right? Because we need food in our daily life. That's the reason, even if there is a change in the price of the food commodities, then it is not going to affect us much. That's the reason we can see here there is a price inelasticity, because the percentage change in the price, whether it is increased or decreased, we have to consume the food, right? So that's the reason the percentage change in the price is not going to affect us much here. So the responsiveness between the price and the demand is inelasticity. But when you compare these food commodities with very close substitutes, okay? For example, if we have seen the increase in the price of the groundnuts, okay, then what we tend to do is the consumer tend to shift from buying these groundnuts with the other commodities. So when there is a close substitute with for the commodities, then we can see there is a price elasticity. But when we are talking about the luxurious goods, okay, when we talk about these luxury goods, the price change, the percentage change in the price will also have the responsive effect on the percentage of the quantity, percentage change of the quantity. So in this situation, wherein when we are talking about the luxurious goods, the price change in the goods or the commodity will have the responsiveness change in the quantity demanded by the consumer. So here we can say that the price elasticity has responsiveness between the price and the elasticity. So here we call it as the elasticity of price. But when we were talking about the good food commodities, there we had seen that the price was inelasticity, because whether the change in the price happens, but we are not going to change the quantity, because that's what we need to run our daily life, right? So that's the reason here we can see that when in the case of food commodities, it is a price inelasticity. But when it is in the luxurious goods, when we are talking about the luxurious goods, then the price will be elastic. In the same way, when we have close substitutes of the commodities, then we can see there is the price elasticity, right? So these are the factors which are determining the elasticity of the goods or the price. Next, coming to the relationship between the elasticity and the expenditure. So we had discussed about the price increase, price decrease, the change in the percentage of the price and the change in the percentage of the quantity and all. So when we are talking about these all the things, we even have to talk about the expenditure, right? So when the prices increase, do we tend to expend more on the same commodity? No, right? We tend to shift to the close substitute, or we reduce the percentage of the quantity, right? So that's the reason here we even have to study the elasticity and the expenditure. So this is the table wherein you can you will easily understand the change in the price. We can see here the upward arrow mark tells us there is an increase in the price. The downward arrow mark tells us the decrease in the price. So same goes to the change in the quantity. And this is the percentage change in the price, this is percentage change in the quantity, and the impact on the expenditure, okay? So whatever the changes happens here, what is the impact of the expenditure? And here in the last column we can study what is the nature of the price elasticity of the demand, whether it is elasticity or whether it is inelastic or whether it is unitary in nature. So that's what we can understand in the last column. So here you can see when there is a decrease in the percentage change in the quantity, and there is an increase. See here, if the percentage change in the quantity is less than the percentage change in the price, then you can see there is the expenditure, the impact on the expenditure has gone up. That's the reason we call it as the inelasticity. Because the percentage change in the price has not affected much here. That's the reason we have called it as the inelasticity. In the same way, if the decline in the percentage change in the quantity and is greater than the increase in the percentage change in the price, we can see that the impact of the expenditure has gone down because the prices have raised high. That's the reason we are not able to buy those commodities in the bulk. That's the reason here we have reduced our quantity. And here we can see there has been a drastic impact between the price and the quantity. That's the reason here the elasticity of demand is elastic. And when there is no change here, the percentage increased in the price has equal effect on the percentage decrease in the quantity. You can see here, right, plus 10 and minus 10. We don't have any changes here. So that's the reason the expenditure doesn't change. It just stays it is unchanged. Okay, it remains constant. That's the reason here we can see the nature of the elasticity of demand is unitary. But when there is an increase or when the percentage change in the quantity is higher than the percentage decline in the price, then we can see the expenditure goes high because here the price has reduced. That's the reason the quantity purchased has been increased. That's the reason when there is a high impact between the price and the quantity, we can see here it is elastic in nature. In the same way, when the prices are more, when there is a decline in the price and the increase in the quantity of the demand, here we can see there is the expenditure of the quantity has been reduced, right? So that's the reason here we can see there is a inelasticity in nature. And again in the last situation we have seen here minus 10 and the plus 10. The equal amount has been reduced, the equal amount has been raised, right? So the percentage decline in the price has equal, means the same amount has been increased here in the quantity. So there is no change. That's the reason it is again called it as unitary, because the same amount has been reduced and the same amount has been increased. So we don't have any changes in the expenditure. That's the reason it is called as unitary. So this is how we understand the relationship between the elasticity and the expenditure. It's just not about the increase and decrease, about the price and the change. So when we are discussing about these all the things with regards to the demand curve, here we have to understand each and every aspects. Okay, we had understood, keeping in mind that the consumer income was constant, the price of the other goods was constant, and the preferences and the likes of the consumer was also constant. Keeping in mind these three as a constant, we were studying about the change in the price and the change in the quantity, right? So when the price changes, then the quantity demanded by the consumer was also changing. And in the next situation, we have even considered these other three factors, and we even have studied, right, when there is an increase and the decrease in the income of the consumer, then even the consumer tend to change his buying behavior, right? So even these factors affect the buying behavior of the consumer. And also when there is a price which has been included, then the price will also have that expenditure in nature, right? So even we have this expenditure wherein we have also discussed about the relationship between the elasticity of the expenditure made by the consumer and its elasticity with the price, percentage change in the price and the percentage change in the quantity. So here completes your second chapter. And we will continue more on the next chapter. See you all in the next video.